Hey Sexy Beasts, how's it going? It's BG. Sorry it took me this long to finally start getting a video together. I had some difficulties trying to get everything to sort out, because I'm a ballet dancer. I don't really know how to do all this editing stuff. But, again, I've got great friends and that are helping me kind of get my brain turned on properly. So that way I can do one more thing. Cool, great. So just going to give you a brief breakdown. Again, this is a training vlog, and actually it works out great. I did the video this way, so that way you can see the beginning of my next training block, which is, so what I was doing leading up until now was really focusing on making sure that I improved my large barbell skills, like squat, bench, deadlift, overhead press, power cleans, and especially with looking at the book of Starting Strength and trying to follow that made me a lot stronger in a very short amount of time. So I did not follow, I'm going to be very clear, I did not follow the novice training progression because I'm not a novice. Maybe I am weight-wise, but when it comes to training, I'm like new to it. But it was nice to take a back step for where I thought I was and retweak some of the things. Like one of the changes I did make was that I went from high bar squat to low bar squat, and I feel a lot stronger and a lot more stable. At first I was a little worried because of the bending over, but again, this is cross training for dancing, so I need to make sure I'm doing stuff that helps me for it to make me a better dancer. So low bar squat, I've really improved my deadlifts in the doing them properly, as opposed to, I think I was too far forward, and so I would have to dunk my hips down. When we get to that, we'll get to that. But anyway, so let's get to the first video. First video that we have today, it is dumbbell bench press. We're doing, oh gosh, sorry, I'm going to silence that. You don't need to hear all that background noise and all that. Okay, so this is 110 pounds, meaning 55-pound dumbbells. And I'm doing them very, very slowly on the way down in the eccentric part of the lift. Eccentric meaning lowering, the part pushing it back up is a concentric. I'm doing, it's kind of a hybrid of time under tension in that I'm using the eccentric to load the muscle as much as I can, and then I want to explode out of it so I can keep my explosiveness. And the nice thing about doing a slow time under tension like this is it actually helps to strain, get the muscle more stressed out, which makes it grow faster. It's I don't know. It's also, it was very widely known as traditional time under tension is really heavier weight, not as heavy as you typically do for a what's it called? Like if you're doing a barbell stuff, you wouldn't want to do time under tension. It's very not good. It's very dangerous. But if you can do it with dumbbells, and you have a way that if you send your muscles into failure, you can just drop them. Except not a Planet Fitness. More on that later. Anyway, let's get to the second video. Second video is, I accidentally forgot to videotape incline Smith machine press. And I just do that same idea, time under tension, and yes, I half rep it. It's a matter of, it's just safer for my shoulders, and that's, I'm not cross-training to impress anybody, but I'm cross-training for results. And there are plenty of people that use board presses to protect their shoulders, and there's nothing wrong with that. So fight me. Let's fight about this. Okay, so next exercise is weighted dips, and this is the second set. First, what I do personally is I like to go start at a heavier weight and work my way down, so that way I can keep the reps high, but I can still put a lot of stress. It's kind of like a drop set, but kind of not. I think I end up doing 12 here with extra 10 pounds. And again, I'm doing, and also this whole training block at the beginning of this is starting 90% from where I was when I stopped, when I did my deload. So I have been able to do this with 30 pounds. I started at 20, went down to 10, and then I do it without the belt on, just so that way I can, get 15 at the end of it. So yeah, I got 12 of those. That was, I don't know, I love dips. Dips are great. And also, my thought process, again, because I promise I'm actually thinking, is that, you do dumbbell bench, so that way you work all three parts of it. Usually inclines, you work just the top. You work the bottom when you do dips, but then you're also starting to work your shoulders, and you can overload them that way. That's, it's trying to just keep the whole exercise moving, and this whole day I didn't rest any more than a minute between each exercise. So there's that. Let's see, exercise number 3. Speaking of, so now I went kind of a little bit more bodybuilding style type stuff. So this was low crossover, cable crossover, but it was with a single arm, so that way I could really focus on the top part of the pec, and also trying to get a little bit more of a squeeze in the middle of here. I've always felt like I didn't develop enough there, and not like that, like especially with the way that our tunics are made, that's usually the part that's shown off. So why not make that more prevalent? You know, it makes you look all beefy and awesome. But yeah, I don't know. And you don't have to do this with heavy weight. You can if you want to, but I feel like it's better to really isolate and really focus on just doing that movement. Really, and then if you see me like putting my hand on my chest, I want to help. That helps me, like, gives me a proprioceptive like indicator that the muscle's contracting all the way. And I think that's again, this is another good one to just kind of add in. You can even do it going downwards if you want to work more of the lower pec. But again, I'm focusing on the upper pecs because they show up outside of my costume. And let's face it, I want to be aesthetic. Don't you? I mean, yeah. So that's that exercise. Okay, let me think. Last exercise that I got on here for today. I was going to do barbell bench, but I'll probably get that in a little bit later. But so far, so the last exercise that I got in here, this is something you can follow, is overhead tricep extension with a cable. And I used the rope extension on there as well. This was the final set. It was at 45 pounds, according to the machine at Planet Fitness. And I was aiming to get 15 reps, and I didn't at first. So what I did is I ended up rest pausing it. So I did 10 at first, and then a rest pause is you use your body's natural like energy system, which is ATP. And you usually burn out of that within like the first 5 or 6 reps. So then you start burning on other stuff. But if your muscles stop firing, you give them like 20 seconds, they rebuild their ATP, and then you can hit it even harder, and it kind of like, again, stresses the body out. It's one of my favorite exercise variations, more so than drop sets. I think rest pause is really nice because then you can take a heavier weight and do it the certain amount of reps, but you can do it safely without having to like push yourself to failure and get completely exhausted, only halfway exhausted. So and then and also I'm going to go completely against everybody else. And I do cardio every single day before I lift. Because they're like, oh, but you're going to wipe out your energy. Yeah, I'm trying to get lean, buddy. Like, it's not necessary for me to show my maximum strength every single time I'm dancing. I have to be able to put a person overhead. But I also need to be able to have the cardio to be able to do all my dancing and lift people overhead. So that's why I train. I just want to put that out there. I do modulate my cardio. So today was intervals on the elliptical, and people are going to be like, oh my God, why do you do this so long? So I do 2 minutes on as hard as I can, which is like 12 miles an hour, and then 1 minute off resting. And they're like, why do you do that? Like, because that's how I dance. That's how most dancers dance, is they dance for like 2 minutes, and then they kind of get a second to like walk around backstage, and then as soon as they go back on, they go on for their coda, and they got to go full out with feeling every single time. I'm sure I could probably cut back, but I don't know, I get lean doing it, so I like it. I wouldn't recommend doing that. Especially if you're just starting out, definitely don't do that. I think the more widely accepted interval training is that you do 30 seconds on, and then you rest for like a minute and a half, and you do an active rest, meaning you keep your legs going. I think you'd see people probably at the gym when they get on the treadmill, they'll get on there and they'll kind of just jog a little bit, and they'll turn it up and go and almost die. At least I feel like I would die because I'm not a runner. I'm gonna take a moment at some point, probably at the end of this dancing season, to I think try running. I don't want to be a marathoner. I don't want to do all of that, but I think being able to run, or being able to have a safe base of running, I should be able to run a 5K, but not like I'm not a gazelle. I'm more like a cheetah. I don't know, because cheetahs are sexier. I'm kidding. Anyways, but yeah, so that was my first video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope that was explained what my madness is going on in my head, and I'm really looking forward to it. So this training block is leading me into a bunch of other performances that are coming up, and I'm going to throw them out there. So if you guys are in the Ohio area, would love for you to come and see it. First one that's coming up, so this weekend I'm going to York, Pennsylvania. I think we're performing in New York. I'm going to go be dancing Swan Lake with my friend Jackie Mosiki from Joffrey. Probably shouldn't have said her name. I'll bleep that out so that way you don't go start creeping on her. But she is formerly from Joffrey, and she and I are going to be doing Swan Lake. I'll be playing Siegfried, and hence the Siegfried Strong cycle. I just wanted to be as strong and as stable as possible to kind of really allow her to really delve into this role. And, you know, Siegfried's a hard role for me because I'm not normally considered a prince. So, but I think sometimes you learn the most when you are doing something you're not comfortable with. So, you know, I'm a weirdo, like I said. Let me think. And then after that, so and then I've got a couple weeks before my next show, which will be in Dayton, Ohio. I'll be doing Bluebird with Terry's Dance Workshop. I'll be dancing with two other dancers. They're both lovely lovely ladies, but I don't remember their names, which is better because also they're kids, and I don't want to put their names on here because it's not cool. But they're going to be fantastic. The week after that, I think we have a show called Zany's Follies in Zanesville, Ohio, and I'll be having an alumni come back to dance Don Quixote Parada for Zany's Follies, which is a fundraiser to raise money for hospice. So I'm like, one of my biggest goals in life is that I wanted to get to the point that I could be doing art and I could do it for a good cause and I could raise money and help people. That's what I want to do. And you know, why not? You know, if you're going to be doing all this superhero training, you got to be a superhero, right? So I think that's it. I think that's all for now. Hopefully I can get this posted and you guys will let me know if you like it. Probably post it. So I'll probably post it Tuesday. This is Monday right now, 2/17. I'll try and post it 2/18. It'll probably take that long with my old computer to get that all done. And Jackie's going to be in town tomorrow, so she and I are going to rehearse. So I'll post a little bit of that stuff too, because you know that's fun to watch. But you don't get to see us dance. You gotta buy a ticket. I'm sorry. I'll be more than happy to show you some after we get done with the show. It's just gotta protect the business. So. Everybody, you sexy beasts are fantastic. Thanks for watching me, and I hope to hear from you soon. Let me know if you like this video. You know, you can also do the thumbs up, and if you want to hear me banter some more, please make sure to subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks.